What's up, Bills Mafia? You already know what it is. The Buffalo Bills are locked in, working day in and day out to perfect their game as training camp pushes full steam ahead. This franchise is determined to bring a championship to Western New York, and every single move they're making right now is about getting better, stronger, sharper, and more focused. So before we dive into this major update regarding James Cook, Brandon Beane, and a fresh move on the offensive line, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below to let us know you're all in for this Super Bowl push. Let's get into it. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, James Cook, RB1. The guy who had over 1,500 total yards last season was the heartbeat of the backfield, and the engine that helped open up play action for Josh Allen. Well, as of today, James Cook has officially hit pause. That's right, he's made the decision to hold in. He's present at camp, but he's not participating in practice, and this isn't just some rumor. It's now a confirmed move, and here's where it gets serious. General Manager Brandon Beane is taking personal responsibility for this situation. Let that sink in. Beane, the architect behind this contending roster, went on One Bills Live and said, quote, "This is my 9th season here. I've never had a player miss practice over a contract, so I take personal responsibility for that. That's not something G might say lightly. But it shows just how much respect Beane has for maintaining a team-first culture, and how much this James Cook standoff is weighing on him. Cook is entering the final year of his rookie contract, and he wants security, rightfully so. With injuries always a risk in this league, especially for running backs, Cook wants to make sure he's protected financially before putting more wear and tear on his body. And hey, who can blame him? The market for elite running backs has been brutal in recent years. Just ask guys like Josh Jacobs or Tony Pollard. But here's the challenge. The Bills currently have less than $1 million in cap space. That's right, less than $1 million. Meanwhile, Cook is reportedly seeking around $15 million per year, which would put him near the top of the running back market. Getting that kind of deal done without serious cap gymnastics is almost impossible unless the Bills restructure other contracts or make some surprise roster moves. So yeah, we've got ourselves a standoff. Beane said the team and Cook's camp have been in communication, but that Cook's decision to sit out came just in the last few days. The GM wants it resolved soon, either with a deal or with Cook agreeing to play out his contract, but right now everything's in limbo. Let's be clear though, Cook is essential to Buffalo's success this season. If the Bills want to reach and win the Super Bowl, they're going to need for it full speed. Not just physically, but mentally. Cook isn't just a between-the-tackles guy. He's a dynamic dual threat who can line up in the slot, run routes like a receiver, and stretch the field with his speed. He forces defenses to respect multiple dimensions, and he opens up the offense for Josh Allen, Kian Coleman, Dalton Kincaid, and more. But here's the risk. If he misses too much time during camp, his conditioning, rhythm, and chemistry with the offense could take a hit. That's not ideal, especially in an AFC loaded with talent like the Chiefs, Ravens, Bengals, and now the Texans. And look, if Cook's absence lingers into the regular season, that could be a major blow to Buffalo's title hopes. Now, while all eyes are on Cook and Beane, the Bills did make another move that deserves attention, especially for you die-hard fans who understand that championships are built in the trenches. On Monday, the Bills made a swap on the offensive line, signing veteran guard Feny and releasing tackle Rush Reimer. Feny is no stranger to the NFL grind. At 31, he brings experience and toughness to a unit that's already shaping up to be one of the best in the league. The expected starting five, Dion Dawkins, David Edwards, Connor McGovern, Osiris Torrance, and Spencer Brown, is solid, but training camp isn't just about your starters. It's about building reliable depth, and that's where Feny could play a key role. With Feny stepping in and Reimer moving out, the Bills are making it clear, if you're not contributing, if you're not pushing your competition, you're gone. Simple as that. That's how high the standard is in Buffalo right now. Feny will likely compete for a backup role, and he adds some versatility to the interior line. And hey, with a bruiser like Joey Bosa now on the defensive side, you need guys in practice who can hold their ground and sharpen your defense day in and day out. And let's not forget, Josh Allen is the reigning NFL MVP. That means expectations are sky high. The offense can't afford to take a step back. And with Stefon Diggs gone, James Cook's role becomes even more important. The Bills need balance, and they need stability in the backfield, whether it's Cook, rookie Ray Davis, or someone else stepping up. This offense can't rely on Josh to do everything again. That's how you get burned out by January. But here's the thing, Bills Mafia, this team is loaded. And despite the noise around Cook's contract, there's no panic in the locker room. The team is focused, the front office is active, the trenches are strong. And the goal remains the same, bring a Lombardi trophy to Buffalo. You remember. Last year, right, we had high hopes when the Bills took Kian Coleman early in the draft. Big-bodied receiver, electric at Florida State. Red zone weapon, but let's be honest, his rookie season didn't exactly light up the scoreboard. Injuries? Yep, a few key drops, unfortunately. Confidence looked shaken at times. But something changed this offseason. Kian went to work. While many players were out enjoying their vacation, Coleman was grinding, and now, early in training camp, it's paying off big time. Head coach Sean McDermott isn't one to hand out compliments lightly. But even he couldn't hold back when asked about Coleman's development this summer. Growth for sure. McDermott said, "He's been performing consistently every day. Had a few drops the other night he knows he's gotta clean up, but his consistency on contested balls has really stood out." Let's pause on that. Contested balls. That was the knock on Coleman last year. For a 6'4" receiver with hops, he wasn't winning enough of those tight, physical catches. Now, he's making them look routine in camp. McDermott also highlighted Kian's blocking work in the red zone. Laying a heck of a block on a defender, that's not just effort, that's mindset. That's team-first football. And if you know McDermott, you know that kind of grit goes a long way toward securing a starting role. Now let's talk about the big picture on offense. Because this isn't just about Kian, it's about what this Bills offense is becoming. After losing Stefon Diggs and Gabe Davis, there were real questions about Buffalo's wide receiver room. Then Khalil Shakir went down in camp, and the pressure doubled on Kian Coleman. But here's the twist. Coleman is embracing that spotlight. Alongside Joshua Palmer, the former Chargers wideout, Kian is carving out his place in the pecking order. Palmer's a smooth route runner, but it's Coleman who's showing signs of becoming Josh Allen's go-to-target downfield. Let's be real, Buffalo needs a receiver who can win one-on-one battles deep and high-point the ball. That was Diggs' job now. Coleman is showing flashes of that in camp drills, especially in the 35-yard range and in red zone work. This isn't just hype. Bills Mafia, this is a second-year wide receiver putting it all together. You can't talk about breakout receivers without mentioning the quarterback. And folks, Josh Allen is watching closely. Sources from within camp say Allen's been targeting Coleman more often during 11-on-11 reps. And for a quarterback coming off an MVP season, that means something. Why? Because Josh Allen doesn't force-feed guys who aren't earning it. You need separation. You need trust. You need to win on broken plays. And this camp, Coleman is checking those boxes. Josh knows he needs weapons. He knows Dalton Kincaid is going to dominate over the middle. He knows James Cook is a threat underneath. But he also knows the offense needs that outside alpha, Kian. Coleman wants to be that guy, and Josh Allen is giving him the chance. Let's be clear, this isn't about winning training camp. It's about translating this growth into game day production. And we'll get our first real look when the Bills take on the Giants in their first preseason matchup. That's when the lights come on. That's when we see if Kian can separate against live coverage. Can he beat press? Can he find the soft spots in zone? Can he catch the ball in traffic, knowing he's gonna get hit? Those are the questions. But for now, we're seeing confidence. We're seeing consistency. And most importantly, we're seeing progress. MC Dermott called it growth. I call it breakout energy. And let's not forget, Coleman is still just 21 years old. His ceiling, sky high. And if this camp is any indication, he might be ready to touch it sooner than expected. So now we toss it over to you, the real heartbeat of this franchise. What do you think the Bills should do with James Cook? Should Brandon Beane find a way, restructure, extend, whatever it takes, to lock him in long term? Or should the team let Cook play out the final year and revisit negotiations next offseason? And what's your take on the Dan Feny signing? Solid depth move? Or do you think there's more to come? Let us know in the comments. We read everything. This channel is built by fans for fans. We're all in this together, chasing greatness. Before you head out, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to Buffalo Beat News, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a moment of this wild 2025 ride. We've got training camp updates, preseason previews, and insider breakdowns coming your way all month long. Go Bills, let's get that ring.